And while the offense is developing, Alex Sarr is already a huge presence at the defensive end.
Yeah, along with being a great rim protector, he's a 7-footer who can really slide his feet on the perimeter. He can switch on the guards and make them work for their opportunities.
Now here's Edwards. Over Koulibaly. Edwards can't hit. And the Wizards with possession. Here's Poole. Great D that time from Edwards. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. To the paint. Shoots from 14. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Right now, I'd send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with Washington's head coach. The first thing Coach brought up, Rudy Gobert, the multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year. Worried about Rudy's length, of course, saying it causes total havoc around the rim. So, the counter is lots of threes and avoiding Gobert in the lane. The French center still with a massive effect on the gameplay. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. Kicks it out to Williamson. Shot clock at 6. The high post shot. Rebounded by the Wizards.
All by himself, trying to step up. He's got to be frustrated with the miss.
In the corner, it's Koulibaly. Nice ball movement by Washington. Pass to Sarr. Drops in the tray.
Well, Sarr continues to develop that three-point shot, hoping to make it a reliable part of his game.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Minnesota off to a slow start. Searching for their first points of the game. Pass to Simons. And he makes good on the layup.
Oh, gritty inside. Simons amongst the big bodies.
Wizards leading by 5. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota had, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run. Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Now here's Williamson. He's definitely a factor in their offense, averaging 12 points a game. Greg, one of the best assets of Zion Williamson is his versatility.
And the combination of power and skill is obviously unique. And what I love about him is he's making better and better decisions. He's become as reliable as he is explosive.
He's off on the second.
Well, with his attacking style, Williamson spends a lot of time at the foul line.
Sarr gets the bucket.
That's the idea. You work the ball into that area. It's a sweet spot.
Here's Edwards. And finished off by Edwards.
Oh, Anthony Edwards thinks this game is a dunk contest. Go ahead, young sir. What a finish.
Outside, George. Back to Poole. Floats one up. The rebound by the Timberwolves.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Oh, here's Edwards. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. 5 on the clock. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. Here's Williamson. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Timberwolves substitution.
The Wizards with the lead. We've got 1:48 left to play in the first quarter. It's Gobert with the ball for the Timberwolves. And finished off by Gobert.
How about the finish through contact by Rudy Gobert? Wow.
Pass to Sharp. Beyond the arc. Trains the three-pointer. Sharp's got his second basket of the night.
Listen, this guy is not the most dangerous threat from there, but you have got to honor the shooting a little bit.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. .114 left to play here in the first. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. Wizards leading by 3. Pass to Gay. Good D by Miller.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And here now is Thibault. Back to Miller. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
And they're just doomed if they keep letting them post up like that.
You've got to deny the position to afford them no opportunity at making that entry pass into the post. Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
Here's Edwards. Gay with the rebound. Kispert with it. Swiped away. Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. Washington out in 13. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And taking a look at the Wizards' performance here, guys, what are your thoughts?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
I'll tell you, that willingness to make the extra pass, that is what creates good looks. It also forces the defense to scramble.
And Minnesota has possession. They trail by 3. Following this one, they get to host the Warriors. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Right side, Edwards. Wood with the block.
That's the tremendous reach of Christian Wood. Great defensive play.
Pass to Kispert. Good on the three-point shot. Kispert got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. It seems every season, Doris, we have players speak out on being unhappy with their role.
Well, consider, Kevin, that if you're one player on a roster in the NBA, how coveted each of those spots are, but also how competitive they are. You don't get there without that nature, which means you want to play. Boy, Christian Wood stays connected to the shooter. You love to see him give that kind of effort.
And their offense has all but disappeared this quarter, shooting in the low 30s for the game. They had some success in that first quarter, but not much since then.
And finished off by Wood.
And beginning to take charge of this game. This could be a crucial point.
Well, working hard, building out a small lead, but you can't afford any kind of letdown here.
Takes a step back. Here's Edwards. And against the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Christian Wood.
How about the body control from Anthony Edwards? Just so good at using that frame to get through the teeth of the defense.
And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Here's Wood. And finished off by Wood.
Oh, my goodness. That is not an easy bucket. But, boy, Christian Wood's finishing ability is on display.
Here's Simons. Here's the drive. And he uses the glass on the layup. Simons has got his second basket of the night.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And the call will be against Anthony Simons. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul. Timberwolves substitution. Nickeil Alexander.
Here's Kispert.
Terrence.
Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game.
Minnesota foul. Nickeil Alexander Walker. First personal foul. Second team foul.
Now Wood. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to DiVincenzo. Here's Alexander Walker. Gay with the rebound. Wizards leading by 5. To the middle. Got a piece of it. Trying his luck from deep. Gets that one to fall after missing his first two. 1 for 3 from the field.
They've been outstanding from beyond the arc this quarter. Their percentage has been climbing steadily.
Here's DiVincenzo. Misses from close range. Here's Carrington. A 3. And again, Washington with the triple.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
GA, when it comes to the Wizards, they have a pretty spotty track record over the past decade.
Kevin, it's tough to get things right in the draft. Plus, they have just had poor lottery luck, only selecting higher than 8th once in the last decade. But they have passed on some superstar-level talent.
Miller, no luck. And here are the Wizards now. They're on a 13-5 run. And easy 2 points on the layup. Carrington's got the lead up to 13 now for the Wizards.
And they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Pass to Gay. Kispert wide open. He fires. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
Yeah, that's too good a look to get them from behind the arc.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Timberwolves trailed by 16. Now here's DiVincenzo. Still yet to score.
Johnson. First personal foul. Second team foul. Substitution.
And there's a minute 45 left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Shannon. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Williamson. Whoops, there's a 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. On offense, here are the Wizards. They're on an 18-5 run here. Out to the right wing. Here's the floater.
One of the best to do it. Gobert adds another block to that career total.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Timberwolves trailed by 16. Williamson left side. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And this team encourages Zion to be assertive inside. They know how skilled and overpowering he can be.
Drills it from outside.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Back to Alexander Walker. Kicks it out to Williamson. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
Sarr's shot is off.
I recently discovered.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
First one falls for him. And the way the Wizards like to play, Greg, you can expect them to get out and run.
Yeah, they're young and they can fly, right? They've got speed and athleticism to get up and down the floor. They'll push the tempo as much as you allow.
When it comes to offensive rebounding, one of the best in the business, Rudy Gobert.
And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Third team foul. Now into the lineup for the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards.
20 seconds left to play here in the half. Out to the right wing. And a wide open look for Saul. The Wizards with another miss.
Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge.
Here's Williamson. And the layup falls.
Zion Williamson.
Williamson's got 6 in the quarter.
A defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
And so it's the Washington Wizards going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've done a lot of great work from long range. Back to the action in just a minute. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. And here is Simons. Edwards inside. Simons up top. Pass to Shannon. Just 2 to shoot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Wizards leading by 10. The drive by Poole. Basket good. Poole's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Washington.
That's Jordan Poole going off the dribble drive, taking advantage of what the defense gives him.
And so Poole will bring it up for the Wizards. 17 points was their biggest margin. Buries it from three-point range.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end. Whoa, just climbing the ladder for that 360. Stupendous hop.
Yeah, Greg, he was sky high on that finish. Here's Shumshay, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. And it's Simons missing. Guys, they've really built a nice lead here.
And doesn't show any sign of slowing down.
And each season, GA, it seems like Anthony Simons is given more and more responsibility.
And you can understand why. He's proven to be a versatile scorer, and now we are seeing him take the next step with his playmaking.
Left side, Edwards. Back to Williamson. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Wizards leading by 17. Poole with it. 9 points in the game so far. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Well, they're winning largely because of this guy's play. He has been sensational.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, Commissioner Silver has been direct. The NBA is hoping for more competitive All-Star games. We've said as much before, but last year's high-scoring All-Star game did precede the league's not-so-subtle move to cut down on foul calls and allow for more defense overall. They are trying to get it right. Kevin?
And it couldn't be a great game without defense, so we like the direction. DA, thank you.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Poole. Minnesota with the rebound. Here's Edwards. Got a hand on it.
Sharp defensive instincts from the rookie. Sarr using those long arms to knock that one away.
I'll tell you, this guy is doing absolutely everything he can to get himself going, but the team is struggling because he's struggling.
Greg, we see the NBA fining players for certain actions or statements.
Multiple offenders are always going to be under the microscope, Kevin. Sometimes they end up playing into those expectations, so those punishments can appear a bit skewed.
And he sinks the second. Here's Alexander Walker. Still scoreless. And the foul called on Alex Sarr. That is his first foul of the game. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He wants to talk to his guys.
I don't know. I watched the athlete. Yeah, so yeah, the show's based off of the movie Brad Pitt. So yeah, Dallas. What's happening with you, little brother?
Give yourself a round of applause. Great job. Substitution on the court.
Alexander Walker on the wing. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Nance outside. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
To the inside. Here's the break. With the teardrop. And it's Alexander Walker in the corner. Johnson with the block. Inside. Here's Wood. And finished off by Wood.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
DiVincenzo can't hit it. Now the Wizards with it. They're on a 16-4 run right now. Harrington. Here's Gay. Lays it up and banks it in. Gay's got 5 now.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Now DiVincenzo. Still without a basket. We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter of the game. Wood in the post. Misses from short range. And so it's Minnesota with it. Here's Carrington. He's got 7. For 3, Kispert. That one doesn't go. 52 seconds left in the third quarter. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. For Minnesota, they had shot 3 of 5 at the foul line.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And the Wizards with possession. They're on an 18-5 run here. Sinks the triple. He's got 9.
I'll tell you, he'll take that all day, every day. I'm sure he was shocked to find himself that wide open.
Alexander Walker on the wing. Good D by Wood. The way, Greg, they're sharing the ball tonight, mesmerizing.
Everyone's getting to touch it, and everyone's contributing.
Just great hustle up the floor by Christian Wood. He takes advantage of a defense in scramble mode.
Nance a screen. And it's Miller in the corner. Offline with his 3. Here's Gay. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. Gay's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
And so it's Jordan Poole making highlights for the... And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Washington with the ball. Pass to Kispert. Here's the 3. They get it back. And stolen by Williamson. Now here's Gobert. Wood covering. The Good try by Williamson.
And that was an absolute hammer. Williamson is downright lethal when you allow him to gain some momentum.
Simons surveying the D. Washington with the rebound.
Listen, he's a confident player, but if you're going for that kind of finish, you better finish it.
Fires high post, and that one goes long.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Well, there's no doubt there were better options on the floor, but it certainly seemed like he had his mind made up.
Elbow shot is on the way. Gay misses. Minnesota with the ball. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. And Simons wide open. He'll fire. No good from outside. Dives to the hoop. Gay's shot is good.
Wow, has he flipped the switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Three-pointer, Simons. Nailed from three-point land.
Three-point.
And you got to get out on that if you're the defense. Simons, too big a threat from deep.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Conley. That is his first foul of the game. You know, Doris, I'm not sure many people take into account what a grind the NBA season is.
I couldn't agree more, Kevin. And listen, these guys have the best of what's available. They stay at top-quality hotels. They have incredible professionals that take care of them. But there is no making up for a lack of sleep when you've played a game at 8 o'clock at night, you leave the arena at 1, and you may arrive in your next city at 4 or 5 a.m. and tip off that night at 7. And this goes on week after week. It is not easy.
Pass to Carrington. Over Conley. And it's Carrington missing. From deep three-point land. Conley's shot is off.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
Here's Gay. From down in the low post, it goes.
Well, they've won the battle of transition buckets, and those easy points have helped them build this lead.
Well, this is their pace. This is exactly how they want to play. A little fast, a little loose. Well, as usual, this guy cooking on the offensive end, but right now, the other guys on his team have got to step forward.
Williamson left side. Pass to Conley. Back to Williamson. Simons with the ball. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
He got a little ahead of himself there trying to pull the team even.
That's a big miscue, and you hate to see that happen at this point in the game.
Poole with no one around. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
Simply crushing it right now. So much more accurate in the second half than he was in the first.
Here's Edwards. Not enough on that one as it misses. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become.
Lets it go with a 3. Good, and the assist goes to Williamson.
This guy, when he steps across half court, he is within range. Anthony Edwards, my goodness. That's not his spot, but given the lack of defense, you'd like to see him knock that one down.
Here's Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the boards.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
Pass to Sarr. And again, Washington, no good. Timberwolves trail by 21. It's intercepted. The 3 from Poole. Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Wizards.
It was like watching a 3-point shooting contest tonight here.
And they just didn't seem to let up. Whether the last several shots went down or not, 3 after 3, it just seemed to pay off for them.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And the foul called on Edwards.
First personal foul.
That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Here's Sarr. Off target from the wing. And here are the Timberwolves. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Bucket is good. They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
Here's Sarr. And Sarr throws it down.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Williamson in the post. And Sarr pulls it down. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Third team
Free throw good. Sarr.
at the line for Washington. Who's that?
He's perfect from the line this time. Poole with the steal. And he commits the intentional foul.
Matisse Thybulle. First personal foul.
The first one falls.
At the line for 2.
Both free throws good from Poole. From deep three-point territory. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
We can turn the lights off. We can turn the lights off.